certainly as a non-biologist, I'm really interested by what's happening in the event log right now, which is basically they're asking the question of, do these whip corals ever branch? And we just saw a small branch, and they said that's why it's really a problem to make an identification simply on whether these are branched or not, because they can be, and so it's not really the best way to make a decision. I think that's really very interesting.
And then Les has chimed in to say that he thinks this is a whip coral that they call long bones. I'm going to guess that's not the scientific name. That's a joke, obviously it's not. But yeah, so what's happening a lot with these corals is that now
Zoom center.
We're doing, so this is a chrysogorgiid center with, okay, so there's an Antipatherian, which we're zooming in on right now. I think Tina had said this was Trisopathes earlier. There's a couple sponges also on the rock, and then there's a quite large chrysogorgiid behind in the background that's got a squat lobster living in it.
Big squat lobster.
And this squat lobster, yeah, looks much larger than the one we saw before.
I can zoom in more.
Yeah, go ahead.
So going back to the branching, so Scott's continuing to say that it's his hypothesis that this branching occurs on bamboo corals, perhaps when the coral's injured, it's a response. And on that one we were just looking at, did actually have a bit of tissue missing from the skeleton. So that sort of fits Scott's hypothesis quite well.
Hey, come on out.
Okay, coming out.
Looks like you're still moving a little bit, Carl.
Yeah. I'm creeping along.
All right, let's zoom in on this.
Okay, zooming in.
We're looking at dike again here. I'm very interested that the summit
Co-pilot, you still happy with 180?
is exposing
I am, yeah.
so
Okay.
much
Any more?
obvious diking
Video?
structure.
If you have
I'm
any
sorry?
more, go for it.
Yes, I do.
So there's a tiny holothurium. It doesn't even look like he's swimming. It literally just looks like he's just kind of going with that.
Yeah, let's let him go. Come on out.
Okay, coming out.
Sorry, Patty, I didn't mean to cut you off. Do you want to repeat what you were saying
Hold that.
about the dike?
Holding.
No problem. This is really cute to look here. What we're looking at right now is the dike. And again,
Come on in.
very surprised to
Coming in.
see so many dike structures exposed on the top of this volcano.
That's next zoom.
All right. Let's hold that for a second, and then
So that looks really similar to the some of the sponges we were looking at earlier.
all right, come on out.
This is definitely
Okay,
a
zooming out.
hexaconallid or glass sponge.
Would you like me to stay partial?
Hold. What's this on the rock? Is that just a mark? Come on in.
Coming in.
We did see one of these earlier, and I wasn't
That's
really
an
sure what
old
it is.
sponge.
I mean, it could be a dead sponge or perhaps a tunicate. I'm thinking an encrusting sponge, though.
Yeah, you can
Shirley?
see a little bit on the top that's maybe still alive.
Yeah. The bottom, there's some spiracles, some openings.
That's great. Thank you, pilots.
Hey, come on out.
Okay, coming out. Full out. Okay.
So I think we're going to keep moving along this axis a little bit. Or we're going to look off to the left.
Just looking around.
Are we able to move now, or are
Yep.
we waiting?
Yep, we're pushing
Okay.
ahead. Yep. This is quite the feature right
Yeah.
here.
So Patty, do you think that we're looking at another dike feature? I don't know if Patty's over there.
Oh,
or not.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the way the rock is fractured certainly looks like dike. It's got columnar joining between the longitudinal fractures.
And it had that nice smooth edge on the right-hand side.
Video
really looks like
co-pilot?
it's a
Yes,
that nice
co-pilot.
big dike feature.
The Cirrus camera looks
Oh, look
really
at that
good, but the
manganese-crusted
geologists
coral.
were wondering if it could be lightened up a little to see more.
Guys, there's another one.
Or I'm not sure the technical. Open the iris, or
Yeah.
So look at how big and blocky these rocks are.
I don't know if it'll help.
I think that gives them a little bit more view.
Yeah, that looks good.
Wow, look at this thing.
Thank you.
So yeah, we've seen a couple of these so far for this dive, and what we think it is that it's what is likely an extremely old coral, dead obviously, that's been covered, or its skeleton that's been covered with manganese crust, just like all the rocks you can see in this shot right now.
Wow.
And this manganese crust forms at a really, 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 really slow rate. It's thought perhaps a couple of millimeters per million years thickness.
So this is almost like a fossil.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
exactly. And so Les and Scott were pointing out earlier that this, I mean, we're not seeing any corals like this now on this dive. And so this may be an extremely old, so a fossil coral that used to live here at some point. And you can see now that it's essentially just been colonized by lots of other species.
There's a fish poking over.
Yeah, let's get the fish.
Okay.
You guys ready for a move?
Yeah, if after this pilot moves on.
Okay.
Hey, let's go in on the fish.
Okay, zooming in.
Yeah, you can go for it now.
Okay. 40 meters sound good, pilots?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. I'll call it in. Bridge, RB now.
Go ahead, Nav.
Ready for another ship move. Same as last move, 40 meters, bearing 180, 0.2 knots.
I repeat, same as previous 40 meters,
So
bearing
this looks
180,
like,
speed 0 decimal 2.
Good copy.
Basigagus.
Thank you, Bridge.
Basigagus, yeah. Gigas. That's basically an ophidioid again.
Nav bridge, move
more
initiated.
Cascale. It looks really similar to Basigagus bulkeri,
Thank you, Bridge.
which we've seen off Hawaii.
Yeah, let's get a nice profile. Let's zoom in on the head, if
Okay.
you have any more zoom.
Zooming in.
Yeah, hold that.
Holding.
Incredible, guys.
He's beautiful.
All right, when you're happy, I think we got a good shot of this guy.
Coming out.
It's a pretty sharp ridge we got here.
Oh yeah.
That's
All right,
nice.
I'm gonna hand off to the previous pilot here. Thank you. Pretty cool features for the sharp ridges.
So look at that. That's just beautiful. So we're continuing along this ridge. We're moving up the slope.
Welcome, pilot.
Some really nice
Ship
intact
just
rock.
started moving a 40-meter move due south.
Copy that.
And that's all I have to report. I did adjust. The shilling was touching the port slider, so I moved it up and out a little.
Thanks.
I think it's in a good position for recovery too. But
Copy that.
I'll pass it over.
Hi guys, Chris and Amanda returned from our Waikiki Aquarium presentation. And I don't know, have you imaged that white coral sort of the center? Have you imaged anything like that so far? And if not, I wonder if we could get a look at it.
Jeff, did you copy that?
I did.
How did it go, Chris?
It was a pretty small crowd.
Okay, so what you've missed, Chris, is that we've got one biology sample, one geology sample. The biology sample is likely a lepidisis, maybe. And so going back to those fossil corals we keep seeing, I've just looked up that we think these crusts, these ferromanganese crusts, grow at a rate of 1 to 5 millimeters per million years. So that coral that we were just looking at is likely a couple of millions of years old, if it's forming at that rate. Yeah.
Would that be something that would be worth sampling? I realize it's not an active biological sample.
I mean,
I
don't know if we know
you
it.
should pick that up as a geology sample if you're going to.
I wasn't saying
Come
that.
in if you'd like.
I'm just not sure if there's anybody
video.
who works on
Coming in.
Sorry.
If it's a fossil,
good.
that's why
Yeah.
I guess I was asking.
I go by either.
So this looks like a primnoid coral, possibly Narella.
Okay, I have a lot more zoom left.
Great.
I'm gonna come in. Ooh. That's pretty.
Video not important, but if you get a chance, there's a nice shot of D2 right now too in Sirius' camera.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Zoom in.
Okay, zooming in on Sirius. How's that lit? Pilot?
Great.
Co-pilot.
Great, thank you.
So, Navigator, quick question.
Tilting down a touch just to
Go
see
ahead.
what's
That'd be
here.
great.
Just wondering, is the ship moving? Are we moving? Are
It's
we
beautiful.
staying? What's our plan?
Ship is moving
Okay,
right now.
thanks.
And I believe, yes, we are too.
What's that thing in the middle of it?
That's the arm.
Ophiolid.
That's an arm and
Ophiroid.
ophiroid.
Oh, there it is.
There's the plate.
Okay, that's great, pilot and video. Whenever you're done, we're ready to keep moving uphill.
Copy that.
Okay.
Ship's underway, so we'll
I'm just
keep
gonna
up.
get a establishing a shot of it.
Perfect. How's that?
Okay, I'm ready for wide now.
Beautiful.
If you grab mine too, that'd be great. Thank you. As co-pilot.
Okay. Coming out on Sirius.
So, shore-based scientists, if you have a chance to be looking in the Sirius camera, you can really get a really nice view of this dike feature that we're looking at right now. And it's just amazing to me how different the geology is as we've moved up slope. So much nicer. So I think we're going to continue up slope. We're still on our way to this local summit of the seamount. And the hope is that by the time we get up there, we should see a higher abundance and diversity of biological communities. But I will happily enjoy this fantastic geology as we move up towards the biological communities.
Pardon? So we're just going to pass over another fossil coral. We don't need to stop and zoom, but they're obviously quite common here.
And that's really interesting because I don't think we've seen that on any other dive yet, have we?
I mean, we haven't really had any dives with thick ferromanganese crust.
Yeah, we have. We have some very.
No, but like on a seamount where there's going to be lots of corals.
True.
So, yeah.
But most of the rocks we've collected have actually had a fairly big coating of manganese crust. I think we've only gotten about 2 that don't.
But this looks really different to anything we've seen before.
True.
And this crust can be up to about 26 centimeters thick in some places. And as I said before, it forms at a rate of about 1 to 5 millimeters per million years.
Nav Copilot, what's the bearing on that chip move?
180.
Thank you. Pilot, I
So I
cheated
think we're
over a
still
little bit to
following
get
this,
a closer shot of you. I'm going to swing back
dike
to
up
180.
hill.
Okay. We're just about done with the ship
It
movie.
could also be, no, it looks like a dike.
You want to know if it's a... You want to back up and see a broader shot?
Sure.
That lights it up for Sirius too. You can take
That's
a look.
great.
Definitely juts out a little right there.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
So this is so much more intact than most of what we've seen on this dive.
Swimmer. Video, come in.
Okay, coming
Snap
in.
in, yeah. Oh, he went into that crack. Alright, I lost him. There he is.
Oh, see him.
There's a little wiggler over there.
Yeah.
Alright. Guess he's gonna hide.
What was that? Don't know.
We don't know. There was some wiggling thing, so I took a zoom to catch what kind of fish it was, and he hid behind the crack. So,
Okay. Oh, wait, there he is.
doesn't seem...
Oh,
there he
oh,
is.
oh, there it
Okay,
is.
he's out.
Came out to say hi.
Okay.
Is that a fish?
It's definitely a fish.
Should I zoom in just a little bit more?
Patty,
Yeah, of
that was
course.
you, right?
Yes, it was. With a
So
Baby.
Oh,
It's a
that
baby.
was cute.
So it looks like a young Branco baby.
Yeah.
Patty, when you have a moment, could you identify yourself and tell us all where you're coming from and what your expertise is? We've been doing that today, and I think it's been really helpful.
Alright, off he goes.
Okay,
Thanks.
zooming
Or she.
out.
He or she
Sure.
goes.
Patty Fryer. I'm a marine geologist working at the University of Hawaii. I
And,
have
ship
working
is
in
stopped.
the Mariana
Thanks.
for about
Yeah, well, let me get ahead a little before you push it
40
again.
years or so,
I'm gonna
and,
scan this and see.
I don't know anything
Sonar's
about fish, but this fish,
a little bit
like
more,
it's trying to track,
a little bit harder to return, so we'll take it a little easier,
incredibly brave.
a little more careful about our
Generally
it's very
are
steep.
volcanology and tectonics of the Mariana convergent plate margin. And recently I've been working on the area between the trench axis and the volcanic arc, where there are huge mud volcanoes that are erupting essentially mantle material, but not hot lava, just mud. And we'll be seeing one of those a little later on in this leg, I believe, and certainly on leg 3 of this expedition.
These are
Thanks
cool.
so much, Patty.
Deep.
I figured I'd have her introduce herself because I
Visitors
think
here.
now that we're in some nice geology, we'll be hearing from her a little bit more. These rocks look fairly weathered. They look like they still have that manganese crust. They're fairly fractured.
Well, this no longer matches HIPAC because our highest point was supposed to be 1,200. And we're already at...
Oh, look,
Really?
we've got a little
Yeah.
community up there.
So that's, say that a little or a little louder, Nav, so that the watch lead can hear what you're saying.
So it looks like it's not even matching up with HIPAC anymore because our highest point is 1,200 and we're already up at 1,165 and it's still going.
So we've got a little local peak possibly here.
That is very interesting.
There's a couple things that would be worth imaging here. The crinoid
Nav.
to start off with, and maybe the bathypathes behind it. And then I don't think we've seen a Walteria sponge, but that's what's in the up middle left. That sort of elongate one, so that would certainly be worth imaging.
Copy that. We'll start with the crinoid since it's here close. And we'll get nice and close and get a really fun shot of this.
Yeah. There's a fish in the background too.
Yeah, I see that. That's another snapper brankid, possibly. Okay, you can start in.
Okay, coming in.
Yep.
I'll go full in first.
Okay.
Oh, almost full in.
I'm just swinging around a little here. There we go. Yeah.
So this is a beautiful stalked crinoid. I don't think we've seen any with the on this dive with the branching on each arm. And I'm not sure what the white thing in the center of it is.
You can take more zoom and find out.
Yeah, I have more zoom.
So
No,
do
that
only
is
some of the
max
arms
zoom.
branch?
Can't
That
quite
sounds
tell.
like a
So difficult to
parasite.
tell.
Yeah.
Is it a parasite?
Maybe. I'm guessing it. That's one of the few things it could be.
Oh, there's the texture. You brought the texture out with that last, whatever you did. See the little bumps?
Yeah.
I don't know
So
my
they're
crinoids
playing.
very well at all, but I don't think we've ever seen this one
I was just about-
either in Hawaii or here.
Yeah, looking through the guide, Chris, this definitely isn't in there.
Huh.
Beautiful.
Great. I'm going to
Thank
get
you, pilots.
Yeah.
an establishing shot really quick.
Okay. I'll tilt down for it.
Thank you. Ooh.
So that sponge that is not a sponge.
I was just-
I made a huge mistake on that collar thing. In the
I was
back.
just about to say
is
that,
a
Chris.
coral.
Thank you,
I was like,
pilot.
not convinced that's a sponge.
Is that another fossil coral in the front or a manganese crested coral?
Yeah, so exactly. So there's a fossil coral down the front. We've got the
I'll go
Bathypathes
for the sponge.
black coral to the right.
Or the nut sponge. The sponge
And
that's
then
not a
there's
sponge.
Pseudo
the
sponge.
sponge coral, which is a coral in the
coral.
background, which we're going to move over to.
Which are all those little white ones?
Doubly named sponge
So
coral.
all the little white corals dotted around are stylasterid corals.
Thanks.
So-
Cordial.
Get in a little closer. And here. Alright. Ooh, there's something else pretty interesting off on the left. I'll bring it to you in a second. You can start in.
Okay, coming in. I was going to go max zoom.
Okay.
So I think this is a chrysogorgid. It doesn't look like it has any commensals, for once.
I thought I saw one
Oh,
closer
maybe
to the
further
bottom.
down?
We'll
Yeah.
tilt and see. Hold on, let me just get back in the center of you here. And then we'll tilt down.
There it
Oh,
is.
yep, you're right. So there's the
The typical lobster.
typical. Oh, and if we
Or
zoom,
crab.
it's
Oh,
got
it's eggs.
eggs. Yeah, it's
Ah, that's
Maybe
max
more.
a lady
zoom.
lobster with eggs.
Oh, hi, Mama.
Lady Scott lobster. Female Scott lobster. Sorry, let's use the proper terms here.
Lady lobster.
Do we have any more zoom?
No, that's it.
I can get closer. You want to see it better?
I think she's fanning her eggs as well.
I think she
It's
is.
just interesting.
All right. Want to come out wide? I'll get a little
Okay.
closer.
I'll come out wide. Oh, there's two. There's three.
Oh. see if they all have eggs, or whether they're like a
Excuse me.
family.
Pick up, push ahead, get a little closer. It's not going to be as stunning without the dark behind, but hopefully we'll get a close shot here.
So as we were coming into this location, what we heard from our navigator was that we might be on a local high because we're at about 1165 meters, and I think we're still not yet at the summit, and the summit was supposed to be 1,200 meters here. So we're either on a local high or the bathymetry is a little bit wrong.
Go ahead and zoom.
Okay.
I think I left a little dark there, so
Perfect.
hopefully you can still see the eggs nicely. Tilt over this.
We're going to have to
Let me pan right.
pan
for
a
you.
little bit.
Okay. See what I can get here.
I think right there, maybe.
Okay.
Let's see.
Zoom away.
Hi, pretty mama.
There he is.
That's
She
next
is.
zoom.
It's hard to see, huh?
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, yeah, so you can see her eggs on the underside of her
Is that Max?
abdomen,
that's next
and she
zoom.
would be holding on to them. And every now and again, she'll kind of, I think, use her pleopods, or they attach to the pleopods. Maybe use her pleopods to sort of beat water towards them to keep them oxygenated.
Oh. All right. I'm starting to lose it. Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
And I have a quick question.
Cool. I wonder if the other two
Go
have
ahead.
eggs.
I know I should know the answer to this, but when do we have to come off bottom?
3:30.
Thanks.
That looks
Same
like
negative with that guy. You can see his legs all spread out. He's not holding on to anything.
yeah.
So in these squat lobsters that live commensally, if you were to zoom into some of their legs, you can see that they've actually got sort of modified
She has eggs
the
too.
lower. Does she?
Yeah. I think she does.
The third one or the second one?
This one right here that we're looking at, or maybe not.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
I don't see any.
Yeah, no,
teeth.
she does look like she has eggs as well.
Oh, crazy.
But you can see that their sort of feet, I guess, are basically modified so that they can curl them around the branch of the coral so that they can sort of anchor in there better.
Cool.
Maybe that will.
I'll tilt up, see if we can catch the feet of the other guy. I think you could see it a little better up here.
So this Chrysogorgia is probably from the genus Chrysogorgia. And the squat lobster is a chirostylid, likely
sorry.
from the genus Uropticus.
It's hard to tell. Okay, want to move on?
Cool. Sounds good to me.
What was the last thing
Thank
you
you
wanted
for
in
that.
in this view?
Oh, so I don't think there was anything else.
Okay. Well, there's something pink over here that I saw, and we'll take a just glance, and you can tell me if you want to
Your
look
eyes
longer.
have been a lot better than mine, so
Well,
let's go for it.
I actually just can see the other cameras a lot better, which allows me to catch things in the distance that you can't necessarily see. Because notice it's way off screen here. That guy.
Oh, it looks like an Anthomastus.
Yes.
There's a fish to the right.
Oh, and a rat
too.
tail to the right. Do we want to look, or you've got it? You want to move on?
So many of these Chrysogorgias that we've seen always have a squat lobster in it. And it's likely
Sounds like
that
we're moving on.
many of these squat lobsters are actually host specific, so they'll always go to the same type of coral and live there.
All right, continuing
And
up.
basically it's thought that perhaps they do this because it's sort of a safe place for them
that
to
might be the
live
top up there.
in these branches away
What's that?
from where,
That
you
might be
know,
the top up there.
predators
Yeah.
and other fish can get to them. So thank
Looks
you,
that way.
Scott, for all of these interesting ecological notes.
Well, we'll get up to the peak here.
So yeah, do we think this is the peak of the whole summit, or do we think this is a local high and that below it there's, or
So it looks like there's
something
a
else. It looks-
Pleurogorgia, the red one, and
according
then
to our
also
mapping,
all
it
these
looks
white
like
ones, the
it's a local
stylasteroids.
peak. Like
It
there's
looks
still a
like there's
summit
stuff in the back.
I'm
over
sorry,
a little bit,
could you repeat that? I couldn't hear
Sorry.
over Diva.
We're gonna pick up and hover above and scan with the sonar, and I'll let you know.
Okay, thanks.
This does look like the highest thing at this point, but we're gonna take a look at the sonar. We're up at 1150 here. There's a big stock in the way background there. All right, yeah, I've got another blip out there, maybe 20 meters.
There's a, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So there might be something taller off in the distance.
Okay, great.
Do you want me to put in a ship move then, if we're going to head out there?
Yep.
Do you want to look around here before they do a ship move, Diva?
We can look around while the ship catches
Yeah,
up.
I mean,
I'm a little
I'm
ahead.
just going to put
Yeah,
20 meters in.
let's get one little glance before we
I should
Yep.
do 20
Move
rather
off.
than 40
I was just
anyway.
trying to see if this was the peak or
Yeah.
a
Bridge
peak.
now.
No, I appreciate that. Thanks.
Hello?
We're backing
Hey,
off here.
can we go ahead and put in a 20-meter ship move at 180 at 0.2 knots?
down. And was there something in particular you were looking
I
for?
repeat,
Diva, that
20
you
meters
saw?
bearing
Okay.
180
I
at
did
0.2.
Okay.
Good copy.
This is covered with
There's-
those little
there's
white,
another
there's
little
those
crystal.
stylasteroids.
Is it a different
Yes,
crystal?
exactly.
I mean, they're all over.
Corals.
Is there a reason why they're here but not in some of the other areas? Or?
No, I'm not sure.
You see these two big
Yeah, bridge initiated.
corals, sponges?
Oh, can we zoom into the Chrysogorgid and
Yep.
either Lipodema or Relicanthus?
Yep. Absolutely. Coming in for the Chrysogorgia now. Just getting settled. Oh,
It looks like a
there's a
I'm
dark
pretty sure
spot
it's a
back there.
Relicanthus again.
Do these stylasteroids
But different
get any
shape.
bigger, or are they pretty much that size all the time?
Start in.
Okay, so
I'm not sure.
Uh,
Yep, another Relicanthus, and again another Chrysogorgid, again with a spot lobster living inside of it.
Squat lobsters are cute, huh? Too high. There we go.
nice. I'm at max, I think.
Okay. That's about as close as we can get, so. He's back in a hole there a little bit.
Oh, wait.
Oh, you've got more.
I do have more.
Wow,
There he goes.
There he is.
that is an amazing image.
He or she. And here you can see the curly legs better. Little hooks.
I like
And those are specially adapted just to be able to hold on to
Yeah.
these branches.
It's a little better view of them on this one. I
Yeah.
remember you saying it before.
the feelers look like they're blinking. I know that they're just blue, but
Yeah.
they're really cool. That's pretty. Cool.
All right, and then
Thank
you want the tilt up a little. We'll get
So that's
this
called
guy.
lobsters again.
That's what I meant.
Europticus.
Yeah.
Oh no, I
next
think
to
it's
it.
just there's just a dead base of a coral next to it.
Okay.
But yeah, again, I mean these you never tire of seeing
zoom
these
in a little bit.
Relicanthus. They're just beautiful.
Not great light for this guy, I think. And there's a lot of rocks in the way.
We don't
I'll
have to
look
get
at it,
a. I mean,
but-
we did image this earlier.
Yep.
That's true.
So you get a little quick shot just for the sake of getting it, and then we can continue on.
Uh,
The ship's underway.
Yes.
Great.
7 meters till destination.
All right, and you gave us what, 20 meters?
I just
30?
gave us 20,
Okay.
but I can
So
probably put in
I can
another.
hop another 20 meters out and see what's out there. Okay.
okay,
Pilot's clear when video is.
cool. I'm done.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, watch lead. Anything else along here you want to see? Just scan along and then.
Yeah, let's just see what we can find.
Okay.
Let's go for a little wonder.
There's that red one you saw before on the way up.
I'm
And
definitely moving now.
okay. All right. So this is from whence we came here. Just getting a second longer look before we take off with the ship. And did you want a longer look at this guy or no?
I mean, we can just do a snap zoom on it, but I think it's a Pleurogorgia.
Okay. All right.
The bubblegum coral?
Come
Is
on
that
in.
the right thing?
Okay.
Paragorgia,
Coming on.
sorry.
That's the bubblegum coral.
Yeah, Paragorgia. Yeah. Paragorgid. Bubblegum coral family.
All the polyps closed per usual.
And you can see it's got a commensalophoroid on it.
Nav bridge move complete.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Cool. It's pretty.
So that ship move is complete, so I think I can head out towards the other high point if you'd want that.
I would like that. That would be great.
Okay. And I will push in that direction.
I think we're just trying to determine sort of where the local highs are here.
Yeah.
Because once we attain that, then I think we're just going to be wandering along these summits.
Yeah. Well, we'll push out here and see what we can find. There's a big whip on the way that maybe people want to take a look at, so we'll
That would be great.
pause there momentarily.
So for our shore-based scientists and those of us on the line, we have about 2.5 hours left in our dive. We are here at the Northwest Guam Seamount, which is an extinct volcano. We are nearing the summit of
Should I go ahead and put another
the
20
volcano.
meter in?
Nice big whip coral right there.
Does it look like we need it? Yeah, maybe.
Our
Yeah, I
depth
think
is,
there's just a little
about
bit more swing for me, but
1160
Yeah, I
meters.
think
not
you're
enough
just
to
about
reach
done
that.
Okay. Bridge nav.
Tether looks clear. I'm gonna
Go ahead,
drop
Nav.
down and take
Hey,
a
we
look.
We've
get
seen some
another
really
20 meter ship move
nice
at
dike features. We've
180.2
seen some
knots.
big outcrops recently.
20 meters bearing 180
And,
at 0
a
2.
fairly
Good copy.
diverse set of corals and other biology today.
All right, I'm gonna hold right here. I don't want to drop down too much more. Oh, look at
Nav
this.
bridge
look at
move
this guy.
initiated.
Hold on. Video, come in real quick.
What is that?
It's a
Okay.
little jelly squirting around here. There we
Oh
go.
yeah, look, little jellyfish.
He will be hard to focus on. I'm
That's a cool
sorry,
one.
That's okay.
but this is a
Good practice.
fun shot.
Oh, isn't that fantastic? Who's making the sound effects for the jellyfish?
Not Jeff.
That is awesome.
Wow.
I'm gonna let him go. I think.
Okay.
Did you ever were you able to
Coming out.
get a glimpse of what he maybe was?
Who are you asking?
Watch lead. The
Oh, Diva's not in the room
Divas.
right now.
Oh, Diva.
Oh.
Well, in that
So the
case,
answer is
Look
no.
at
No.
Sykes.
There
She's
we
back.
go.
Do you know what kind of
That's what it
jellyfish that was? Just asking about jellyfish.
come in a little bit on this if you'd like.
Okay, it's doing good.
I'm not gonna be able to set down, but I think this is what we sampled earlier. So we go where we can. Floating. Wow. Nice work.
I love the shape.
So this is another isidid coral. Perhaps Lepidisis.
I like to go in a little bit more while we have a black background.
Okay. Let me get something in the middle of you here.
And so Scott's
There you
saying
go.
that this looks
That's
really similar
excellent.
to the one that we sampled earlier. Did we sample it? Yes.
Yeah.
The one with the little branchlet.
Yep.
I'm not sure if the one with... Okay, but it looks similar to the one with the branchlet.
Which one did we sample? Did we only sample one thing or two?
We've only sampled one thing so
Yeah.
far.
Then it was very similar to this. I don't know if it was the
We
same
had
thing.
sampled two things. One of them was a rock.
I mean biology. Come on.
So for those of you at home, we are totally joking. We both
Thanks,
really
Violet.
respect each other's disciplines. And actually, I have to say, I'm learning more about biology than I think I ever knew
Yeah.
before. So it's
It's like
really quite
sibling
fantastic.
It's like sibling rivalry.
It is, but we are absolutely just joking. The goal of all of these dives is to explore, to see things we haven't seen before, and hopefully to pick up samples that help us understand
Seems
and
like there's a lot of
characterize
glare
the areas
from
that we're in.
The upper swing arms? Or is that normal?
So I'm at 1160, and
I'm way above you.
yeah, that's fine. You'll have to come over that little bump before you can come down, probably.
Yeah, I want to
There's
just.
So
something
that's
in front of you.
right there, that way.
190.
190. So
Which
yeah.
adds up to nothing.
So nothing on Sirius, so it's not very tall.
Yeah, the strongest return to me is directly to starboard,
Yeah. Okay.
but it's faint.
This is definitely, look at it. You can see
Yeah,
all
I see
this.
it.
It's definitely the biggest thing nearby me, at
Well,
least.
we're only about 2 meters from the end of this shipment, so I can go ahead and put us another one in because it's.
Well, let
it's
me
good.
push. Let me push. They might want to look at a couple things on the way, too. So
Okay.
now that I've got my tether clear of that last bump, I
Could
can
we look at that purple thing over to the lower left, please?
head it.
That's really cool.
We may want to sample this. I know there was interest in sampling this earlier from Les.
Is this the same kind of
Perfect
purple
to
coral?
gorge.
Perhaps if we zoom in.
Yeah, we will get close enough to zoom. Want to light it up here. Victigorgia. Ooh, it's
I told them
definitely.
that too.
All right, you can start coming in.
Okay, coming in.
The lasers
I
are going
really
to
like
hit
the
it.
diversity of corals that we've
10
seen so far today.
centimeters.
It's a very coral dive, isn't it?
Yeah.
The
Beautiful.
fossil corals
Look at the
is
color
cool.
of that.
That's amazing. Look at its what's it
Oh,
called?
behind
What's
the
the
bump.
face called? Yes, even that is like pinkish purple.
Yeah. And it's got its commensal ophiuroid in it.
Ah, there we go.
And there's also a Plurigorgia with
Just trying to
oblique
get the nice
polyps in the
background
background.
here and tilt up.
Plurigorgia, Paragorgia. Why do I keep messing these up?
And left.
Paragorgia.
And
Has it been a long day?
there we
I
go.
mean, no.
So this is what Les and both Chris are calling Victigorgia, which is a Scleraxonian.
Scleraxonian.
Yes.
And how is that? What does that mean?
Okay, I'm going to zoom in.
Okay.
Let's see.
Scleraxonian is just one of the major divisions of the octocorals, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
You can come down a little, I think. Safely.
Paying out.
Okay.
That is just beautiful.
What's the ship
So
doing?
this looks like
Stopped.
something very similar to what we have in Hawaii, which is Victigorgia nutting eye.
I was
And,
leaving some of the delta in case we were going to sample.
I guess
Yeah. You can.
the only reason the sample of
down.
it would
Yeah,
be to
it's
just prove it's
super
the
high.
same thing, but it's not particularly unusual, at least in my mind. I'm wondering whether we ought to hold off on this one
No,
and look
yeah.
for something else.
I agree then, Chris. If it's not something novel, then I don't think we should collect it.
Is it novel for this area, though? Do we know?
I mean, perhaps, but I just think we may find more interesting specimens later on. We still have, 2.5
I'm
hours
going
left
to
in this
come out a
dive.
little bit.
For
see
those
what
of
else
us
we
who are,
can
who are following along
shoot.
at home, we're very limited in the amount of sampling that we choose to take for every dive. We generally only take about 2 geology samples and 2 biology samples.
very
And we
hard
want
with
to make
paint,
sure that
too,
we're best characterizing the environment when we're taking those samples.
Sorry, video. I can't quite hear you.
I don't know. You're fine.
Okay. Pilot's clear when you are.
Okay, I think I'm good.
All right, great.
Coming out.
All right, lifting off. So we have 2 hours left, and I'm on top of waypoint 2.
Okay, so just hold on for a second, hey pilot. So,
Yes.
Chris, we
A little bit more
are
than 2
at
hours,
the
2.5.
high of the seamount. We've
Almost
this
at the
was
high.
local high. Sorry, yes, that's what I meant.
Now,
We're at
can
the
you
peak.
pull out on the high pack?
We're at the
Yes.
peak of the transect that we wanted to do. And so now we have 2.5 hours left of this dive. Do we want to try and hop over to some of the other local highs? Or what scientists ashore, what do we think we want to do?
Gotta push out to this sonar return. Here's more, just so you know, of this hill.
Oh,
Yeah, we've
I
got.
wouldn't,
Yeah,
I
we
wouldn't
haven't
mind
yet
going
reached
up
it
this
yet.
hill a little bit more.
Yeah.
Top of it.
Yeah, I mean, we barely got the summit. It'd be kind of nice to get all the way up there.
Ooh, there's a big fish coming.
Okay, Chris, so we'll keep moving up
video?
this slope. And then
Coming
we'll
in.
figure out what we want to do afterwards.
Ooh.
So this is a Hydrolagus or a
Beautiful.
Chimera.
Yeah.
Oh,
And these are so awesome. They're also called rabbitfish.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to keep sneaking in closer, but they will startle and run off. So I'm not gonna get
These
too
are my
close.
favorite deep sea fish.
That is a
They're so
weird looking
awesome.
fish.
I'll shoot him in the eye.
Weird looking.
He's big.
It's like he has a nose.
He does have a big nose, doesn't he?
And that's because it's got loads of sensory glands on it,
Cool.
which you can see.
Okay,
When we
lasers
zoom
off,
in.
please.
Lasers off.
Oh,
Thank you.
Is that on here?
No, sorry. That's my co-pilot will do it. Or did it already. So you're all right. Coming up, and when I come up, you can start it on its head.
I would like to zoom in on it.
So they're also known as ghost sharks, ratfish, not to be confused with rat tails, rabbitfish, spookfish.
That is a weird looking fish.
look how big its eye is.
So cool.
They're so awesome.
It's only the coolest fish in the entire world. Oh, stay on the screen, guy.
The lines remind me of the lapis lazuli that are on sharks.
Wow.
Right? Oh, wait, no. What are they called?
I don't think I've ever seen one of these fish before.
Not right. That's not right.
So, and I think this is a male specimen. Perhaps you can, if they're like the other chondrichthyes, then you can see its claspers.
Claspers.
Okay.
So have you guys documented Anelopsamia
Come out.
so
I'm
far
gonna
on the
try to get a
side?
little closer here.
Okay. Yeah, I like to get
yeah,
the full
full
body
wide.
too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, full wide?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. He's running away, isn't he?
I
Already.
think that white coral that the fish just swam over was an Anelopsamia.
Now that we got a decent shot, let's see if we can get a little better.
Yeah.
Get a little closer here.
I like to get more body shots.
Okay. There you go. You can start in.
Okay, coming in.
We'll swim up into the frame, hopefully, here. There we go. Pretty fish. Looks like he's got plates that were just like sewn together. It's like a Frankenstein fish.
So you guys aren't hearing it on the comms right now, but there's a whole bunch of people going, "Oh, I love it! It's just so pretty."
It's beautiful.
This thing is 3 feet long.
I'm going to come in a little bit more in
About
his
3
face.
feet?
Oh, no, don't back up, sweetheart.
Where are you going?
Oh, don't back up.
I think it might be sick of us.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe.
I'd be sick of us too, I guess. It's pretty bright.
I mean, it's times like this that we are
We'll
aware
let 'em
of how
swim.
privileged we are
Yeah.
in getting to explore.
Leave
That
it
we
just
get to
like
see
this.
things,
It'd be a cool shot.
You know,
Yeah,
that
it's a good
no one else has seen.
shot if you
And that's really
swims out
the
of
joy
frame.
of telepresence, is that we can share this with you within seconds of us seeing it in the deep sea.
Great.
You can see
Awesome.
it in a completely different time zone
Thanks.
on your computer.
And beautiful.
Great. Thanks.
Cool. Coming wide.
And he's still there.
Well, that's good. He wants to be framed by the geology. That was his point.
All right. So, what do we want to do next? We have some tether to continue on.
So have we
No, it
made
looks like
to
I'm
the high
following
of
him. I'm
this?
just trying to get to the high.
So we're
He's-
still working towards the little
Yeah.
high here.
Yep. He's between me and the high, so I'm
Well,
just
good. So just keep following him.
I'm just gonna swim around and we'll watch him.
So we're still
flap
seeing
off.
these manganese crusts on top of our rocks here.
Are we moving, Nev?
No.
Okay, so this is
We might
another
want to
little
put another
high.
one in.
Yeah, let's get another little move out to me.
All right, well, let's look at 180 then.
And this
Yeah, that
high
works.
is less
Nav.
populated.
Go ahead.
Can we get a 20-meter move, 180, 0.2 knots?
20 meters, bearing 180, 0.2 knots.
Good copy.
There's also 3 fish in the frame right
What
now.
did that fish eat?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of stuff does he eat?
I actually don't know if he's carnivorous or something else.
Hey, Watch Lead, was that fish carnivorous?
Was that fish carnivorous?
The chimera?
We asked you first.
Was that the question?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was the
Oh,
question.
right, sorry. Okay.
Diva's again going to use the magic of the internet to find
Thanks,
out.
Dev. Jeez. Trying to do it subtly in the back row, you know. I actually have no idea. The fact that they have the sort of electrosensory glands around,
It's
you
all
can
the
see the
tether I've
dots
got, so
all
we
over
can
their
come
face.
in on one. Let's get that guy in the
that
black.
makes me think that they do
Tilt
sort of
up
like
a
to
little.
pick up mechano
Okay, you can come in.
like vibrations in the water, which would essentially
Okay,
help them to
coming in.
locate prey. So I'm going to guess
Quickly.
yes, they are
It looks like it's
predatory.
speeding up.
I have no idea what they eat.
Oh,
More
look,
babies
it's
enough
another
to break
baby.
it. We don't have microphones on the vehicle, so I have to make the noises for
I'm
them.
gonna zoom back out.
That's what you would have heard.
Oh wait, there
Very
it is.
lucky. The ROV pilot is
Zooming
making the
in.
noises that go
Oh,
along.
look
He's
at
like
him.
narrating himself. That is really cool. That fish is awesome. I totally dig these fish.
All right.
So that was another young
we
snapper
upset
brown
him.
kid.
Okay,
Thanks.
coming back out.
And yeah, he didn't look very happy.
I don't think they like the light.
Mm-mm. I never do.
Or the sound.
Yeah, or the sound. But the as long as they don't go racing into the bottom, that's when it's really sad.
Oh.
Bonk their noses. All right. Are we moving?
Yes.
Great. And, you know, the bathy puts the high off to my left, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm getting stronger returns to starboard.
To starboard. Okay. Well, let's get up on this high and look around. I'm going to peek out to the left and see what we have. There's definitely something on my sonar bearing.
Well, we already know high pack's off, but it is to the left on high pack as well.
Yeah. Got something off to the port side. Oh, actually, that's due south again. So we got more due south.
We do have a peak that's straight ahead of you right now. A little out jetting.
Okay. Well, we can head towards that.
Okay.
It's 180 for me. It might be more like, yeah, his
191.
heading. Yeah, his heading is actually kind of on.
Okay. Well, I'll call it another 180 then.
Yeah.
Is 20 meters good, or do you want to go 30 meters?
Let's do 30.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not much here. And it's 20 meters away from
Bridge
me, and
nav.
he's stretched. Do 40.
Go ahead, Nav.
Can we get a
That's a good
40 that's 40 meter move at 180, 0.2 knots?
40 meters, bearing 180 at 0.2.
Good copy.
Okay. I'm sidling over to line up for that. Tilt down a little. Tilt it up for that fish. We'll get a view of the bottom. So this is another little peak. It's at 11:45. So it's 15 meters above the last one, and I've got another one about another additional 20 meters off in the distance to the south. So we'll make yet another little hop to that.
Yep, I think that's exactly what we'd like to do.
Okay.
So really, these last couple of hours of the dive, we had wanted to just explore along the local highs, along the summits, and just see what we could find. The hope being that we would find more biological communities up here.
Copy that. Well, we will keep on trucking and see what we find.
I think you might have a fish in the background there sitting on the bottom, but maybe I'm seeing things as well.
I agree.
That rock looks a little different.
Could be a goosefish or something sitting there.
But
Well, there's
I'm
something
probably
sitting there.
seeing things. I've already seen a number of things already today.
I see. Looks like a right foot of a goosefish. I can agree with that.
Do you want to zoom in just to see, and then
Go in partial.
and then
Make out words.
I don't want to scare it away. Oh, look at you!
See? Goosefish, should I call it?
Oh my god!
Wow,
That's cool.
that's amazing. Did you zoom in on that earlier when we weren't
10
watching?
No.
points ROV pilots. And 10 points for Chris. Because I was sitting in the back here going, no way, that is not a fish.
I thought it was a tunicate
cool.
from a distance, actually.
Can we get any closer?
We will be. The ship
Yeah.
is catching up, so that's
I
the
think
direction
that's,
of our
With
move.
the UH,
Pardon?
All right, come out. This is it's really far away.
Let's come out. Yeah.
Sneaking in.
Not very good color
that
yet.
was an amazing call on Chris's part.
Yeah.
This is an anglerfish related to the goosefish in shallow waters of the Atlantic. The genus is
Related to the
Sladinia,
goosefish.
SLAD.
So close, Jeff.
IA.
Missed it by that much.
And the species is Remiger, R-E-M-I-G-E-R. We see these in Hawaii a lot. Now they're here in the Marianas. This is probably a new record of the genus for the Marianas. I'm not sure, but I bet it is. For a long time, this species was only known from the Philippines.
I still have tether around.
Started doing submersible and ROV
Get a little bit
closer even.
everywhere. We've also seen it in the Hawaiian Islands. This genus has gotten some recent attention. A couple of years ago, there was a paper that demonstrated that
If you want, I could
the
swing
females
around.
are
No,
large
that's all right.
and the males are about half their
I think the
size.
heave is
They
low
only
enough that
one,
just
video
not going to
of
stretch the tether, but I can certainly.
Dimorphism.
around subway people. And they're anglerfish. They have the modified dorsal fin on top of the head, in front of the eyes, that they can flip up and wiggle around and then act forward to bring small things in. At these depths, a lot of the anglers that have lures live in mid-water, and they have bioluminescence. They have tips of the lures glow. Not known if this animal has
Okay, you can start coming in.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a body shot first,
Okay.
just in case he starts swimming. Hang on.
Jeff, that was a phenomenal call. I think you should just become the biology lead. As well as the RV pilot.
I was just lucky.
He's cool.
Don't give up yet, Deepa.
Cool. I'm gonna zoom into his face. I think he's starting to move.
So you can also see that the fins on this fish are modified sort of leg-like morphology, and they can prop themselves up on the bottom and even walk around a little bit on the modified pectoral fin race.
I want to see him walk.
Awesome.
Head and the pelvic fins, which is the one a little further back on the body behind the head.
There we go. That's a bit better.
I take my camera.
Looks so cool.
Can move around to co-pilot. You want to take my camera?
Copy that.
Thanks.
I'm gonna zoom it just a little bit to get more of his body.
All
Kind
right,
of coloring.
tilting down.
There we go. Look at that.
Go for his foot there. Or his fin foot.
Yeah, I don't like his fin feet.
Well, it's science.
They're amazing.
That's just who he
Evolutionary.
is.
Tilting up.
I like his
wise, but
I think they're very interesting looking. I think this fish is very interesting looking in general.
Yeah.
interesting.
The
I like
last,
that.
the last goosefish I saw was shallower and it was red. Or orange or something.
Is he gonna go?
Please walk.
That are on the spout,
Walk
between
somewhere.
The mouth and the eye, and the longest one of those
It's like a little chicken.
has the lure, so it's storing function. This one seems to have a barrel.
We thought he was gonna walk. All right.
Would it be possible to get a profile shot of him? Like,
Yeah, I've got tether.
like go to the left a little bit?
Yep. Let's come out.
Okay.
out very suddenly, very wide, and just suck in whatever is swimming past.
It's too bad we can't kick something up for him to
No.
eat.
To eat.
Just kick up a little critter for him to
Tilt
That
him
is
down.
really cool.
Thanks.
Thanks, Bruce, for the explanation.
Yeah, Bruce, that was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Bruce, for the explanation.
Yeah, Bruce, that was awesome. Thank you.